Reviewing The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time is pointless. Like grandmom's cookies, baby Jesus' sunsets, and fat anime titties, the goodness of Ocarina of Time is self-apparent. Even that hemlock-sucking Homo Socrates wouldn't bother analyzing its worth. So while replaying Oot for the first time in a decade, I wasn't looking to pick apart the mechanics like some greaseball contrarian asshole who projects his own inadequacies onto the game. Instead, I wanted to see with adult eyes whether the logic of the game held up to scrutiny. For example, how the fuck does the Kokiri Society function? Kokiri are the humanoid offspring of a magical mustachio tree who is full of puzzles and bugs. I wonder, if you dissected a Kokiri, would they be full of box-pushing puzzles too? This also raises the question that, since Kokiri are outwardly mammalian in appearance, do they have nipples? And if so, are those nips shaped like acorns that lactate maple syrup? Canadians can't be the only ones. And like trees, are the Kokiri also all hermaphrodites? That would explain why Mido was such a cunt. You know, aside from his typical impotent manlet rage. Kokiri are also notable for their eternal youth. After slumbering for 7 years in a flooded basement with a slob in a bathrobe who cuts Link loose the moment Link's big boy hair comes in, and before Link can ask why he woke up on his stomach wearing silk stockings and earrings, Link finds that his clothing has grown, but that his friends the Kokiri have not. This raises important questions about the life cycle of the Kokiri. Some would argue that the Skull Kids of the Lost Woods are what becomes of Kokiri who lose their fairies. However, to save them from drowning during the backstory of Wind Waker, the Deku Sprout transforms the Kokiri into tree stumps with Down syndrome. As a result, I believe something devious is at hand. Other offshoots of the Deku tree family include the Serpentile Deku Baba and the money-grubbing, bread-unleavening, oven-dodging Deku Scrubs who are always trying to sell you something you could just as easily pick off of the ground for free. And I ask you, fair watcher with immaculate tastes, what do the Kokiri eat? Despite being derived from a magical tree, they seem to take no issue with dwelling in the hollowed-out carcasses of their departed aunts and uncles. And in those cages of rotting Deku flesh, tables, but no iceboxes or stores of food are found. In the Kokiri shop, the only forms of sustenance for sale are the nuts of Deku Babas, the piping hot seed of Deku Scrubs, and human hearts. God damn! Human hearts! It is painfully apparent to me that the Kokiri are some stone-cold motherfuckers. Lacking genitalia of their own, they consume the sticks, nuts, and seeds of their retarded Deku cousins, and Link's mother, whose death in the forest the Deku Sprout is smilingly happy to discuss, has no grave. And you must wonder, if not from Link's mother, where did that single heart for sale in the shop come from? I believe the Deku Tree didn't send Link away for the sake of enabling a grand adventure. He was saving the boy's life! Saria provides ample evidence to further this theory. This woodland spearmint jail bait of hate literally tries to steal Link's heart just as he's leaving town. Fortunately, Link hooks up with a hot blonde and tosses Saria's dwarf spittle-filled ocarina into the trash where it belongs. Also, did you know that even though Nintendo removed the dating simulator elements from Ocarina of Time halfway through the development process, that it is still possible to bust a nut on Saria's face? Appropriately enough for Link and the teenage boys playing as him at the time of Oot's original release, the supply of nut and seed is practically without end, unless of course you do it too much and wear your C-stick down to a nub. Let us also take a moment to regard Link, the knife-eared idiot who squandered his childhood just like the people who played his game. Navi took one look at Link as he slept with his boots on and correctly assumed that he was retarded. Which is why Navi feels the need to explain even the most obvious of details to Link. If Link had a brain in his head, the tragic events of the game could have been entirely averted by simply chopping up the magical talking Deku tree and utilizing the lumber to create a magical talking Dutch wife who could seduce Ganon and infect him with a fatal strain of gonorrhea. After Link became a man by tugging on his sword in the back room of a church, he could also just as easily have defeated Ganon by swallowing the pedestal of time, thereby turning all the food he ate from that point on from feces back into food, ensuring an infinite amount of food for hungry Hylians in the future, causing a massive devaluation on rupees and bringing Ganon's republic to its knees. How this never occurred to Link is beyond me. For his part, Ganon is the only black man in the world, which is why Hyrule is nearly a paradise. I used to think my grandfather was a bit of a racist for chasing black people out of his neighborhood with fistfuls of flaming job applications, but Ocarina of Time has proven him correct. You let one darky into Castletown and look what happens! Look what fucking happens! Why is everybody naked? Why are they all trying to hug me? Is this the liberal holocaust Alex Jones has been warning us about? Is the runoff from King Zora's balls turning these frogs gay? Because if it is, thanks Obama, but I'm buying some water filters right the fuck now! After leaving the forest, most players will press past the horrific pineapple from hell, through fields with more children's bones popping out of them than John Podesta's backyard, and into Lon Lon Ranch, or as it was originally named in the Japanese release, Ron Ron Lanch, which roughly translated means Ranch of the Fattest Suckable Titties. The ranch is a nice place to stop if dairy-slinging equine enthusiasts with hot, dry circus clown pussies that honk like a bike horn with every thrust and whose breath smells of their Uncle Luigi's sweaty balls are your kind of girl. Otherwise, most players will head directly to Castletown, where they will encounter a flute-sucking, burqa-wearing thought who grows up to be a Naruto cosplaying idiot. Oh, how I wish she'd pluck my pubic hairs like that harp and hold me in her rugged hands. I mean, after talking with Zelda, Link meets the biggest dummy in the land, who, like Link, also knows how to bust a nut and flee. Impa is so stupid that she founded a town at the base of an active volcano with a water supply tainted by undead corpses and a literal embodiment of evil that plays the bongos like a filthy hippie. Living in this lovely town is the only man in all of Hyrule with Down syndrome, a pervert who furiously cranks his shaft after a little boy makes him wet, a house of Jews cursed to revert to their original form as punishment for their greed, and a pigeon-fucking mulleted MILF whose pussy lips not only flap about like a bird, but also carries the avian flu. She is so seductive, in fact, that the programmers took time out of rendering rock-hard Goron nipples to ensure that the player would be punished for beating their cock. I'm not just saying she's worth a squirt in the skirt. This bitch puts the cack in Kakariko Village. Well, actually, everyone else in town puts the cack in her, but that's besides the point. North of this polygonal Pompeii is a tribe of brown-skinned, genderless, morbidly obese retards who can't feed themselves without your donations. And no, I'm not talking about Tumblr, but rather the Goron Village. Not only are they tormented by whack-a-mole dragons, feral Richard Pryors, and irate newts who gobble balls until you explode in its mouth, but they have the unfortunate fate of not having a single waifu to offer. Even the guppy elves you encounter next have a horrific fish wife with razor-sharp vaginal gills and breasts full of stinking caviar to offer. Sure, every subatomic particle of her body smells of unwashed cunt, but this fish knish is extra delish. You may not think you'd want bedroom eyes from a tsundere tuna, and sure, after seeing how fat her mother is you might have second thoughts, but believe you me, the Zora are fucking freaks. Don't believe me? Then pay attention, because you're about to get schooled like a school of exceptionally sensual fish. I'm sure you were all expecting a generic joke about King Zora tainting the water supply of Hyrule with his taint, and to be perfectly honest, you're all missing the point. Thanks to his eternal enema, King Zora has the cleanest, most eatable ass in the world. It's not even gay when it's that clean. It's like eating an especially erotic tuna tartare with half-digested corn in it. The bosses in this area include an octopus that wears a butt plug, an ovary covered in sperm, and one of those tentacle monsters Japanese perverts love so much. And if you were wondering how the Zora became so lewd, keep in mind, they were created when this man fucked that squid. That's also how Splatoon came about, but that's a separate story. Other oddities in this general area include a fishing hole operator whose lip is gold from huffing paint, Black Link, or Linger as the fans prefer to call him, and the only Mexican in Hyrule. How do I know he's Mexican? Because he spends all day eating beans on the other side of a wall he hopped over illegally. Now back to the story. After collecting all 3 MacGuffins needed to enter the second stage of the game, Link is tasked with collecting decorative ashtrays that ultimately do nothing. At this point in the game, the Triforce becomes as irrelevant as the 3 thoughts fingered by Midas who created it while piecing out from the planet, and you are forced to reclaim previously explored areas of the game, with the only standout being the Gerudo Desert area, aka Louis C.K.'s long-fabled interracial breeding grounds, where you'll knock out more black chicks than diabetic shock, and have more reconstituted cunt vapors belched into your face than a guest backstage at the Ellen DeGeneres show. These salacious ginger gypsy trannies represent the ultimate feminist endgame, and as a result, it's no surprise that their treasures for Link include a silver gauntlet, perfect for fisting a fat bitch, and an icy shaft that will never be used. Especially noteworthy among this tribe of grannies and trannies is Naburu, a Nicki Minaj clone who could sandblast your balls hairless with a single Desert Storm queef, and whose ass has taken so much dick that it's collapsed like a dying star. Somehow, like with all the girls in this game, Link manages to miss out on being pulled into her black hole. I guess Link is just a better person than I. After one look at those great fairies with their pyramid tips handcrafted by Jewish slaves, and so many dead leaves in their cunts, that when you jump cock first into the leaf pile, as usual, you wind up covered in slugs. I would put a bunch of fairies into a bottle and fill it with farts and cum. However, that may be because, unlike Link, I'm the romantic type. While Link may have enjoyed the occasional dead hand job and like full-body blow job, he completely ignores a veritable array of delicious thoughts, and for that, he must be punished. Upon defeating Ganon at the end of the game, everything Link has accomplished is undone, and the King of Hyrule executes the only black man in the world based on the whims of a little white girl. Link's only friend Navi is all, "Later, fag," and flies off, leaving Link to live alone in an unheated tree stump, surrounded by immortal midgets who want to eat his soul, and who will eventually become obese plank clones that turn into islands. But that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Overall, Ocarina of Time was, and still is, terrific. It's no wonder Nintendo seems so bent on copying it over and over and over at times. Well, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe, tweet about it, check out one of my ebooks, paperbacks, and audiobooks using the links provided below. Stick around for the next episode of EmptyHero Versus, where my Patreons will decide whether I review a block of action games like Bayonetta and Killer is Dead, or finish up the Stalker series with reviews of Call of Pripyat and Lost Alpha. Or you could call up your grandma and ask her about her day, because she's not going to be around forever, and she misses you. Until next time, thanks for your time and goodbye!